Oh, sweet. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Let's do some fitness. Now we can do some fitness. Welcome, everyone, to fitness. Let's go ahead and stand up. I feel just wrecked. I don't know about you guys. It's not that I've done anything to wreck myself other than live through COVID winter. So here we are, living through COVID winter together. I know I need a little extra care and kindness to my own body. It's just, recovery is not happening at the pace I would want it to. Yes, I'm getting old, but I think things are happening in COVID winter that don't happen in non-COVID summer, and we just have to be a little more careful with our bodies these days. So just keep that in mind as we get into this workout. Stretch up tall, take some easy breaths, start some music. If you haven't already, if you can, you probably have people sleeping in your house. Don't want to wake them up, so whatever. Just the sound of your own blood rushing through your head is also good accompaniment to working out. Oh, let's set our feet about hip width apart, and let's just go ahead and take a deep breath in, stretch up tall, and then exhale, swing through a little chair squat there. Inhale, stretch, exhale, swing. Do this at your own pace just a few times. We're just trying to crack some of the rust off. Start getting your body into some strong shapes here. Weight balanced in the middle of the feet. Spine staying relatively long and supported. Just go ahead and find one more of these here. And then we'll just bring our hands down however feels good. Start a little step touch here. Get the ankles and hips going just a little bit. It's amazing how some of these easy movements can make a difference. Wrist rolls. We got some stuff to do on our hands here. Options of stuff to do on our hands. We want to make sure our wrists are ready for that. Our workout today, it's Wednesday. There's no rhyme that I have found of Wednesday to make it into core Wednesday. I don't know. It doesn't have a great sound. Midsection men's day? No. Midsection Wednesday. How about that? Aaron's got something.
Midriff Wednesday.
Midriff Wednesday. Excellent. Midweek midriff.
Just at midweek.
Yes, we're all there. Wonderful. Oh, let's shake that out a little bit. Let's get right into this. We have 3 movements that we're doing for our warm-up. I'm going to show some options to do these elevated. So if you have a chair or something sturdy that is near you or that can be grabbed, that will be great. Otherwise, you can do these from the floor, and I'll show a few different ways to modify these. So we're going to do 6 sprawls with shoulder taps. So a sprawl is just like sort of the bottom part of a burpee without the push-up. So elevated, we would just come down out to a plank, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. When you do your shoulder taps, having your hands narrow and your feet wide will help you keep things really nice and still. So let's go ahead and do 6 of those, either elevated, stretch up nice and tall at the top. You could even jump at the top if you wanted to, stepping out or hopping out, shoulder tap, stand back up. From the floor, we're going all the way down, step out, shoulder tap, step in. I'd say probably stepping in, stepping out is a good way to start this off. Jumping in, jumping out in rounds 2 and 3 would be another option. Again, hands narrow, feet or knees wide for those shoulder taps will help you keep everything really nice and still. Through those taps, just 1 tap each side. I think we probably did 6. Next is sit-ups. So if you have an ab mat or something that you can roll up nearby, that's helpful to sort of support the curve of your low back. If you don't, you might want to just do some crunches. We're just sort of squeezing the abdomen down towards the floor and then tucking the chin onto the chest and squeezing up a little bit here. So 8 crunches or sit-ups. If you want to do those full sit-ups, feel free to use a little bit of arm help to get you up. But we're still trying to think about that activation down through the center of the body as we curl up to whatever height we want here. If you are doing crunches, just think about squeezing and releasing Doesn't really matter how high you get. Then we're gonna do 10 reverse tabletop sky reaches. Let me show you one option and then I'll show you a different option. So one option here is reverse tabletop. So my fingers are pointed slightly towards my heels, not like way back or anything, but slightly in towards my heels. And then I'm squeezing up to this reverse tabletop. Just this is difficult. Then adding a sky reach is this. So it'd be reverse tabletop with sky reaches. We go for 10 of those. You could also do that elevated, which I'll show you. You could also do some bridge with a reach, like a little bridge rotation. This is brutally hard on shoulders and wrists. Elevated is going to be a little bit easier. We're going to be here. It's not quite so much pressure. Makes it a little bit easier to do that sky reach. You could also do these in like a seated position where we're still trying to open through the chest and get that shoulder extended, but we're not holding up our entire body that way. Ooh, 5 each side. Let's stand back up. Round 1 is done. Let's do it again, twice. 6 sprawls with shoulder taps. If you want to start hopping in, hopping out, great. Hop in, hop out, shoulder tap, hop out, shoulder tap, hop in, great. Continuing to step is also great. Spend a moment in that sort of low lunge position on each side. That's a great way to get some extra hip warm up. Nice, looking good, everybody. And we're going back to those 8 sit-ups or crunches. If you want to blast these out, great. If you want to take a little bit more time with these, thinking more and more about that pressure down and in through the abdomen to support this movement. Keeping only the natural arch through the low back, but trying not to excessively arch the low back, great. And then 10 reverse tabletop sky reaches. Do what feels right here for these, including that bridge hold with little rotations. We're just going 10 total, so 5 each side. If you are in that reverse tabletop, trying to keep the hips relatively high is sort of your challenge, but know that you could do these with hips on the floor as well. Working towards opening through the chest, keeping the shoulders out of the ears as you extend. Last round, 6 sprawl with shoulder tap. Go for it. Hop in, hop out, tap, tap, step in, step out. All good options. Remember, hands narrow, feet or knees wide for those taps. Will allow you to keep everything nice and still. Nice. Looking good. Into those 8 sit-ups or crunches. Get tight through the front first, then squeeze up. If we don't focus on that squeeze through the middle, the abdomen tends to tent up and actually push away from the spine to sort of engage some different muscles, but we can still engage those muscles even if we draw everything in first from a little bit more of a position of strength. And then finishing, finally, 10 reverse tabletop sky reaches. Nice. Beautifully done, everyone. All right, grab a quick drink. Probably water, maybe coffee, maybe Aqua Joe if you're from the 80s. All right, we've got, as promised, midweek midriff. We have 4 rounds of 5 different core exercises that we're going to do Tabata style, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. However, I think what we should do is just do each exercise 4 times. I think that's going to be great. So we'll do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, each exercise 4 times. That's 2 minutes of each exercise, but with breaks. If you need those breaks to get longer as we go, great. The goal here is to burn everything out. We're gonna like really exhaust our core. So take extra long breaks if you need to. Know that like motor neural activation is maybe what's gonna fatigue first, but this is gonna be a great way to build some core endurance, which is really what we're going for. We're not going for max weighted sit up or something. We want our core muscles to be able to be active for a long time. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start the timer here in a moment. Once I set it, 30 minutes ought to cover us for this. We're gonna start with tuck-ups, but if tuck-ups are not in the cards for you today, you can do those crunches again. So a tuck-up would be coming from this hollow body position, really tight through the midsection, stretching out long, toes pointed, everything together, tucking into this like boat sit position. Great. If that works for you, great. Optionally, you could just do that same crunch. 20 seconds of crunch is no mean feat. Whoop. If you wanted to do something a little bit different than that crunch, you could do these boat tucks. Hands can support, and we're stretching out as long as we want to go and then coming to that tuck. You can even do these single leg. Taking those supports out makes it a little bit less stable and therefore a little bit more difficult. Single or double, all of those are good options. For everything else, I'm going to sort of start us off on the easiest option. We get to see it 4 times. If you know an option that you really like, get right into that. Questions, comments? We ready to go? I think we're ready to go. Let's go. In 10 seconds, starting with tuck-ups, or whatever you choose to do. 2, 1, tuck-ups. Hollow body to that tuck in the crunch, or in that boat position. Great. Supported boat position, single or double leg crunches, also a great option. Remember, we are breathing. 3, 2, 1, 10 seconds, rest. Maybe pull your legs, get your spine nice and straight. Going again in 3, 2, 1. Tucks of some sort, crunches are also great. Squeezing the abdomen in around the spine. Nice, Annie, good toe points on those reaches. Nice, Kira, good extension. 3, 2, 1, grab those knees or do whatever, lay back and relax. Really make these 10 seconds as restful as you can. 3, 2, 1. Now remember what I said about taking longer rest. You can break the 20 seconds into 2 chunks with a little rest in the middle, because we are going to hit some fatigue here. That's the goal, 10 seconds. Modify as you need. 3, 2, 1, break. All right, last one here. Next up is bicycle crunches. Going in 3, 2, last tuck-ups, go. Nice, nice, Emily. Good, strong tucks, everybody. Nice, Mart, nice extension, nice tuck. Good, Nate, looking good. Aaron, I trust that you're doing really good work down there. 3, 2, 1. Next up is bicycle crunches, and one way to do this is feet flat on the floor, fingers at the temple, and I'm just reaching one shoulder up and then the other. Ready, set, go. Feet can be flat on the floor. That's a great option for this. I'm able to really contract my abdomen down in and around my spine, and then I'm squeezing across, shoulder to opposite hip. Can hold that at the top a little bit. That's great. 3, 2, 1, rest. I can up this a little bit by bringing one knee up. So your next option could be that. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Squeezing one knee up across And of course, you can also do that full extension, one leg out, one knee in. I always recommend a slower bicycle crunch. So we're not cranking too fast. 2, 1, little break. Nice, everybody, looking good. However, if you do want to do a nice fast bicycle crunch, there's nothing wrong with that. 3, 2, 1. If you are cranking through these faster, you're going to want to keep your spine as lengthened as possible and avoid like a lot of twisting and curving. Keeping that pressure down in towards the low back. 3, 2, 1. I think that was third. We got one more of these. After that, 6-inch straight leg hold. Ready to go. Last bicycle crunch here. See what it feels like to hold at the top on each side on a couple of these. 10 seconds. Ooh. Getting spicy. Nice, Sarah, looking good. 3, 2, 1. Next up is a straight leg hold. Hands can go under the hips, bent legs, just holding off center here for a little bit. 3, 2, 1. So notice I said straight leg hold, but my legs are bent. This is kind of the easier option. Nice and tight through the middle, just holding off center just a little bit. Of course, straight leg hold, your heels are going to be about 6 inches off the ground. Ooh, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it in for your rest if you can. Rock back and forth. Take a few deep breaths. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze out long. Middle of the body has to squeeze in towards the spine. Again, you could be legs bent. You could also start with your legs up and go up just as far as you can go with a hold. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Woohoo. Halfway through these. Here we go again. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze that long. Again, legs can be bent. Split up the 20 seconds if you need to. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, squeeze, give yourself a hug. Spoiler alert, we are gonna take a minute-long rest after this last one of these. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. The nice benefit of getting out long is that you can activate your glutes to help support everything. Oh, 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone. We are going to take a minute-long rest because that's a lot. It's all sort of same stuff here. So, and it's not going to really change a whole lot for the last 2 exercises. So just take a minute, grab a drink, do some stretch, movement, whatever you need to in here. Take some deep breaths. I just want to let those abdominal muscles sort of refresh a little bit. We're going to get into flutter kicks and reverse plank are the last ones here. So we'll start when that says 7 minutes with flutter kicks. Flutter kicks are going to be a lot like that last one, except we're going to be moving our legs a little bit in a fluttery manner. Our legs could be bent or extended. My arms are legs, if you can kind of imagine that. Yeah. But we're going to do that with our legs. 15 seconds. Feeling refreshed? Yeah, no? Yeah, better than if we'd gone right into it, probably. All right, here we go. Flutter kicks again. Legs can be bent. 3, 2, 1. Just holding tight through the middle and doing some toe taps with legs bent is a great place to be here to start. 10 seconds in. 3, 2, 1. Rest however you like. Legs extended will be considerably harder. 3, 2, 1. Tight and low with this middle of the body. Squeeze in around that low back. 10 seconds. Oh, yes. And 3, 2, 1. Ooh, halfway through these flutter kicks. These should be nearly impossible at this point. 3, 2, get tight. 1. Ooh, stretch long, or keep those legs bent as you like. Nice, looking good, Annie. Looking good, Sarah. Yeah, changing the height at which you flutter. Good option, nice, Kira. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Lisa, I trust that you're doing great work down there. Same for you, Aaron, I know it. Last one, here we go. 2, 1, finish strong. Break it up if you need. Same with you, Nate. I know you're doing good work down there. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse plank is coming up next. That's this guy, if you want to do that. Otherwise, we could do what I like to call a butt plank, which is just squeezing long here. 3, 2, 1. So I'm taking my arms, shoulders, wrists out of the deal, and I'm just stretching really long and then just pushing into my heels. That's a great way to do some work here without having to wrench your shoulders into that extension. That's not the, that's a good position to work towards. 3, 2, 1, relax. So you don't have to lift your hips up. You could just think about pressing your heels into the floor. Otherwise, reverse plank, 3, 2, 1. You don't have to go all the way to straight here either, or lengthened, but if you can, that's great. Open through the chest, neck long, butt tight, front tight. But again, you could be have this exact same feeling with your shoulders on the floor instead of being on your wrist. 3, 2, 1. Release. You could also do that tabletop hold if that was feeling a lot better and you'd like that instead. 3, 2, 1. We're almost there, friends. You've almost earned your way into the 11-minute AMRAP that we're going to finish with here. I know, it's like you're doing this. 3, 2, 1, and then your reward is a workout. Yeah, that's right. That's right. 3, 2, 1. Last one here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and down a little bit. Squeeze your butt if you can. Squeeze in with your core as much as possible here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, you're a champion. Greatest of them all. RuPaul's Champion just came on for me. Really motivated me through that last bit there. RuPaul's Champion, check it out. All right, you're like, now I'm ready. There was talk of a Metcon, and here we are, Metcon time. Oh, take a moment. 11 minutes is going on the clock because that is the length of this Metcon. Thank you for that beep. You are going to need something heavy-ish. Dumbbell is appropriate at this moment. We're going to do 30 seconds of a dumbbell high knee march. All that is a farmer carry where you're not actually like walking around very much. Boom, doing it. We are also going to do strict press. So if you were like, I really want to work on my overhead a whole lot, you could do a high knee waiter walk march. That would be another fun option if you were into that. If you want to do 15 seconds on one side, 15 seconds on the other side, great. The thing with this is you don't have to, we're not like power walking this out really. We're really going for stability and stillness through the core. So you can do this as quickly or as slowly as you want. but we're just trying to keep the shoulders relatively level, hips relatively level, and not a lot of forward back arching and extending through the spine. So go ahead and do something, and feel free to change that over the course of the 11 minutes. Again, you could do that overhead hold if you want. Great, great. And then we're gonna go to 8 strict press each side. So strict press is just an overhead press with an object, one side, and then the other. If you have a single heavy object that you're working with, like a sandbag, and you wanted to do, nice, Emily, adopting the low ceiling position, perfect. So strict press, we just wanna make sure butt tight, front tight, and everything is still as we push up. The other thing we wanna think about is elbow right under the wrist. So it can be tempting to let that elbow wang out. We don't really wanna do that. We can have the elbow out if the wrist is also there, boop, no problem. But we wanna be able to keep this sort of externally rotated position as we press up. And then think about pulling that weight back down to keep your lats engaged, keep that shoulder nice and supported. So 8 on one side, 8 on the other. Go ahead, practice a few of those on each side. Boop. You don't necessarily have to do 8 on each side right at this moment, but we do want to warm up that overhead position a little bit. Now we can set that weight down. We're going to be glad to set that weight down at that point. And we have 12 star jumps. So this could be a star jump. Feet together, knees together, a little squeeze down here, and then, waha, I'm a star. You have to say that every time. I'm a star. You don't actually have to, but that would be a great star jump. Notice I'm not jumping. Yeah, no need to actually jump here. Things might fall off the counters. I know, it's always weird to jump at home. Like the floors are not concrete with rubber matting over them. It always feels different. If you do want to jump, it's something like that. Maybe open up, warm up those abductors and inner thigh muscles a little bit before you take to the air with that. That can just feel like a lot of wrenching in the air if you're going right for it. It doesn't have to be a huge like middle splits, but know that you can just keep that little crouch and extend, crouch and extend. And you could do that 6 on each side alternating for your 12 star jumps. You could also do what I call star jacks, which is instead of hitting this part, you're just kind of going through this, wheeling with the arms. That feels really fun. It makes your hands get full of blood. It's a good time. Yeah, check that out if you're feeling like you want something a little different there. And 11 minutes, as many rounds or reps as pleases you. 30 seconds, dumbbell high knee march, either farmer carry or overhead or front rack if you're like, really want to do something special there. 8 strict press each side, 8, 8, and then 12 star jumps or whatever sort of thing you want to do. And if you wanted to do jumping jacks, because that felt good, great, 12 jumping jacks, perfect. I'm going to have this count up because we're going to be counting those 30 seconds. And I feel like countdowns make the arithmetic harder, personally. I don't know about you, but I think adding 30 to something feels a little bit easier than trying to keep track of the countdown. That may just be me, but I'm running this show, so here we go, 10 seconds. I'll talk us through the first round, but then it's just kind of up to you to do your own work. 30 seconds of marches, here we go. High knee of some sort, nice and stable. Farmer carry, front rack, or overhead, and feel free to play around with that as you go. Here's halfway if you want to switch, but also know that you could just do the other side next round. Then we're going to go into 8 strict press each side, butt tight, front tight, stretch up tall. Here we go, 8 strict press. Imagine squeezing that weight back down to the shoulder each time. Nice. Going for stability here. And then into those 12 star jumps, jumping jacks, star squeeze outs, whatever feels right to you today. And you may kind of change that up as you go. If you're feeling nice and warm, you want a little bit more, add a jump. add a jack. Nice, beautiful, everyone. Beautiful. Work at your own pace, rest as you need to. Try to stay strong and stable more or less the whole time. Nice, Mart. Watching you reminded me I don't really have to go that fast for these. I can take my time, focus on stability. Thank you for that. Nice, Emily. Nice strong presses. Nice, Kira. Same. Nice strong posture through those. Nice, Nate. Good pace. Looking good. Nice, Aaron. Really strong on those presses. Looking good. Nice, Lisa. Good control. Really good bracing through that press. Nice, Sarah. Looking strong in that overhead march. Beautiful. Nice, Annie. Good front rack. Annie, I didn't get the name of your workout partner, but also looking good, strong.
Fiona, she's the best workout partner.
Siona, looking good, strong. Good attention to detail. Nice, Mari. Good options on those. Getting really deep for those. That looks great. I like when people modify their workouts, making the movements fun and challenging. Holy cow, we're almost 5 minutes into this thing. Nice, Sarah. Good controlled range of motion on those. Nice, Lisa. Looking good. If you're doing that waiter walk variation, this is just like a overhead bonanza. It's good. Nice, Aaron. Looking good in that overhead march. Strong. Ooh, nice, Kira. Good pace on those star jumps. A little over halfway here. Actually, about a minute over halfway here. Now our cores should just be about fried right now. So that may be the limiting factor here. If things start to get shaky, you notice some arching through the back to sort of make up for some shoulder mobility stuff. Take a breath, clamp that down, and then relax it. We want to be in super duper control, and we want to be able to relax and refresh between movements or in breaks. Best form possible here is our goal these last 4 minutes. Nice, Smart. Really good attention to detail. Being strong. Nice, Nate. Good power and snap on those presses. Wow, these single arm presses are really showing me that I have a much stronger arm or a much weaker arm, depending on how you look at it. That's good information. Nice, beautiful. Everyone looks so joyful in their star jump variations. Really strong. You look happy in this moment. You're flying. There's nothing else. Nothing can touch you. You're a star. Two minutes remaining. It's gonna go pretty fast. If you find your mind wandering, your form meandering, take a couple breaths, reset, commit to strength and control all the way to the end here. Nice, Nate. Good pace. "50 seconds. Seconds. Finish strong here, everybody. Looking good. Nice, Sarah. Good movement. Nice, Annie. Nice, strong marches. Good work, Siona. Looking good. Nice, Lisa. Strong jumps. Beautiful. 15 seconds. Nice march. Strong. Good control. Good presses, Emily. Looking good. Let's get it, Nate. Let's get it, Aaron. Good presses. 3, 2, 1. Kira, you crushed it. Kira's probably got to run. Signing out in the chat. Nicely done, everybody. Nicely done. We are just about on time. You know, pretty close. Pretty close. We have a few minutes for mobility stuff. If you do need to get going on with your day, please feel free to sign out in the chat or unmute yourself. Sign out. Nice work, Kira. If you want to stick around for mobility, stick around for mobility. We'll do like 5-6 minutes, something like that, before I head off to my next class and you head off to go save the world in some small way or some big way. I know some of you have important jobs. Anyways, requests for mobility. Open Scorpion is what's written today, but I wanna reach out to you and see if anybody has some. What's your goat? Is your goat like front of the hip today? Is your goat low back today? Is your goat like neck or something? Sometimes this can take a while. I'm going to show you Open Scorpion. What was that, Sienna?
I want my neck to be straight.
You want your neck to be straight? Yeah, all right.
Stretch.
Stretched, okay. The neck is interesting. You probably have all done Open Scorpion many times, so I'm gonna let you do that if you want. That's a great way to open here, open through the front of the hip. Neck, somebody else asked about neck not that long ago. So it's kind of hard to stretch your neck, much like your spine. If you're doing stuff like this, you're automatically crunching those vertebrae together on one side. So yes, you're lengthening these muscles. That can feel good, but you're also crunching things on the other side. So, you know, use those with caution, like big twists of the neck, all that stuff, use that with caution. So the problem is we spend a lot of time with our chin forward. And so like these muscles back here just get really tight because we just have them sort of holding on for dear life to our 18-pound bowling ball of a head as we are like in this forward position. So one thing we can do is we can actually use a wall to help sort of give us a goal to then squeeze our chin back. And just doing that a few times, trying to keep every part of your spine nice and straight and in towards the wall, and then squeeze the back of the head in towards the wall is a good exercise to do, especially as like a break. That's using the muscles that we want to stabilize the neck to lengthen these muscles in the back. You could also do something similar to that on the floor. And then I'm going to show you one other thing that is golden, magical, but I need a ball to do it. It's golden magical. Speaking of magic, having a magical day. So yeah, you could just do the floor thing and just allow your chin to tuck and kind of stretch your head long and just allow the weight of your head to sort of push the chin back. And just hanging out here and taking some breaths is good work. If you have a ball, a tennis ball, a baseball, ideally a lacrosse ball or some sort of yoga massage ball, then we can use that to actually sort of massage this back of the neck area. So something really hard like a baseball might actually feel gross, especially on the spine, but just off the spine it's pretty meaty. So, you know, you could do some good work with a baseball. So I'm just putting this right under the occiput, this sort of bony area in the back of my head. And then I'm just like turning my head just slightly to run that ball across all the connections where those neck muscles plug into the skull. I'm just gonna sort of work my way down the neck from there. Oh, I could feel that I could spend 20 minutes just doing that and it would be amazing. It would be amazing. If you don't have a ball, you could get your fists back there in some way and just sort of rest your, like, so I've got my knuckles sort of up like this back here, and I can just sort of lean those against the sides of the neck. And then if I do a little walk back and forth, I can get some good pressure on my knuckles of those neck muscles. And another thing that you could do is just grab these, I forget what these are. There's scalenes, there's the sternocleidomastoids that come up through here. So massaging those with some pressure could be a good thing to do before you get into your stretches. So ideally, warm, smash, stretch is sort of the order. So we want the muscles to be warm. We want to do some smashing to sort of get crunchy bits and stuck bits apart. And then we want to do some lengthening to sort of reclaim range of motion there. And all that is to say, like, stretching your neck by doing a bunch of bending and twisting and stuff. If you're having, especially if you're having acute neck issues, can be a real bad idea. Much like stretching your back if you're having acute back issues might not be the best thing. It might feel good in the moment because that movement sort of reduces pain. It sort of blocks the pain in some ways, but it can be causing more damage or irritating damaged tissues. So instead doing some like direct smashing of the tissues while keeping the spine lengthened, and then using the muscles to activate to get the chin back and that neck lengthened is like a stretch where you're actually putting the neck in a stronger position. So there we go. Neck mobility.